You got to hook me.
See, I actually, yes, I did have a lot of uh, misunderstanding on what I was doing at the well, now it's better, but at the beginning, and still, I do have a lot of comments and messages that like you're a man or woman, things like that. But when I started it, my family was like, "What are you doing?" What are you doing? Like, now they accept it. They're very supportive, but it was very challenging, especially because I'm from a small town where I am I want to say the only professional bodybuilder around here. So, and especially a woman, it was more difficult to, get and understand what I was getting myself into it. My first competition I wasn't really prepared. uh, I did everything. Well, yeah, I did a diet, everything, but I was not what to expect. I just went up there and put myself on that stage. Obviously, it was a disaster, um, but I did it. It was my first one, and I went to actually. I picked a big show. I don't know what I was thinking, but I picked my first show was in Tahoe. Tahoe is one of the biggest shows around here in California. So that was a huge, beautiful, beautiful show. And that's where I started. That was where was my first competition as a woman's physique. I picked woman's physique, not even bikini or figure. I went through a straight woman's physique. And so I have fun. It was fun. Like I said, I just looked pretty. I wasn't sure what to expect or how am I supposed to be, flexing. I just did everything by myself, pretty much. So I put myself up there.
Well,
So,
you,
and
like I
the
said,
second one went to Sacramento, but it was fun since then.
yeah, you took a big risk because a lot of people they take like I know ladies who were like, okay, I've been training for like 3 or 4 years, and they finally made their competitive debut, and it's tough because especially like I said, you just went into physique. I know some ladies say, you know what, let me do bikini first, and then they go to figure, or then they go to physique, and then they finally go to women's bodybuilding. It's evolution of an athlete as you grow in the process in bodybuilding. Um, like I said, that was your first show in Tahoe. And what was that feeling like for you when you get off the stage and you were was your family there to support you when you did that first show?
Yes, yes, I did have some my sister and some friends they went with me to support me. Um, when I get off a stage, feel like I need a lot of work to do, a lot of to learn. I did not feel like I failed because, like I said, it was more like a personal for me to get on stage to do something that I never thought I was able to do. Um, it was, like I said, it was like an open eyes for me on what am I capable to do and how much I can push myself to develop a better me, a better physique, a better um, learn everything about posing routines and all the stuff like that. I feel great after. Happy that that I was over. But yeah, as a personal goal, I feel at that moment I feel like I have a long way to go, and I still feel like still have a long way to go because this sport is something you not master. You so have something always to learn and something you can bring better every time. But yeah, it was pretty challenging for me. But since that day, I fell in love with this sport. I feel like that was my passion. It was my passion there. Like I could not change anything to go from for where I went through just to be where I'm at right now. So I'm very grateful. Honestly, it has changed my whole life, not just physically but mentally. Mentally, I was one of those persons where um, I could not even. I live about 45 minutes north Sacramento, but I could not drive to Sacramento by myself. It was just not happening. And now I travel alone, like New York, Chicago, Tampa. Sometimes my friends will come with me, but I'm able to do things that like I said, like I never thought I could. And just because the love that I have, the passion that I have for this sport, for, being the stage, competing. And like I said, I just love the process of being in, getting ready for a stage, and the process to be out stage, and go over to the what the off season is gonna be, how it's gonna look, how I'm gonna look after. Um, it is it is just a process that you have to in love with.
Hmm. Yeah, because it's a lot of work. Because you know what, people don't understand about bodybuilding. The mindset of the everyday person who are um, not in the sport, they see this. Mostly the one thing they always pick about steroids, about bodybuilders is steroids, but that's only like a small factor of the sport. You have to follow your diet. You have to be consistent. You have
Yes.
to take time to work out and train. And also genetics is a factor because sometimes if your body can just, some people can really just bam like that,
Yes.
but some people it takes a
Ah.
lot more time. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
here,
I'm not the
my
lucky
man.
one.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
the
got a
lucky
man
one.
here, Tony 97. Shout out
I'm
to
sorry.
Tony. Says, yeah, this is one of I got like this is my comment section right here where I look in on my computer, so I see names they pop up and I pull them up. This is Tony right here, and Tony says, "Hello there, Maria. You look wonderful. Your shoulders and traps look huge. Did you train back today?" Yeah, guys. Right now, she's like she got the sling arm thing. Her traps are out. She's popping. So I mean,
Thank
I
you.
just have, yeah, 'cause like I said, guys like this. There is guys who find women like you very attractive because some people don't think that women with muscles can be appealing. Like this month, I do a thing called comparison videos where I talk about women in comparison and like that. And I did one dedicated to women who are mothers, and it's a lot of work to this sport. I know the sacrifice you have to make, the time you have to make, and like I said, in your training regimen, what's your least and favorite body part to train when you're working out?
My body part, well, all of them, but my favorite one is shoulders.
You can
Shoulders,
tell.
shoulders. That's my favorite thing. I know most women is legs and glutes. For me, it's shoulders. Everything that's upper body.
Most bodybuilders they do not like legs, unless you're wellness, because that's the
Yeah.
division where yeah, you need legs. But most don't like. I have interviewed some ladies who say they like legs. I say you gotta be a freak because I don't know. You do leg day, you come out and say, "Oh my legs." You're like you just want to feel like your legs just you're taking one at a time just to walk out the door. It's tough.
Yes,
Here
it's
we got
tough.
here, yeah. Here we got here, my man. Tony saying Maria is super attractive indeed. She's the real life Wonder Woman. Hey, like I said, Maria, hey, when I get a
Oh,
new
thank
girl here,
you.
these guys get excited. They get excited when I get a new girl in here. Hey guys, calm down. Hey, calm down. So when did you
Thank you.
turn pro? 'Cause I see your pro card right there. What year did you turn pro?
Oh, my pro card.
Yeah.
I got my pro card on 21, 2021 on Arizona. I went to Arizona for the for nationals. So I got my pro card. I did competed on women's physique. I placed second at that time, and but I did my crossover to women's bodybuilding. So I'm talking about for what 21, but three years ago, where women's physique is still, they do not require a lot of muscle mass. You still have to have, like now it's different from what I see. So in that time, I did my crossover to women's bodybuilding because I feel like I've been always wanted to, grow more, and I'm still in the process. So I did compete over there, and I did my I win the overall, and I got my pro card. So it was I mean, it was a great one of the greatest experience of my life. I think I still remember, and I can cry.
Yes, that's it. Because
And
I know a
it
lot.
was
I
so
know a lot of
funny
ladies.
because I did not know who gave me my card. I was so excited that I couldn't even see who was giving me the card. And then I down the stage, and one of the girls said, uh, what did you feel? The owner of Olympia gave you your card, and I was like, what? Who was it? I was so excited that I missed the whole thing, but it was one of the greatest days of my life, I can say.
Yeah, because like I say, it's like I've talked to some ladies who competed for like sometimes 10 to 20 years or more, and then they finally get their pro card. It's just all the work and time you put into it. Because, like I said again, this sport is a very it's physically, it's mentally, it's financially draining. And then that day when you get that announcement, hey, now you're an IFB pro. I mean, and it's just it's just
Yes,
like
it takes.
wow.
It takes a lot. It takes years work. It takes a lot of falls because sometimes like I said, I was competing for at that time, well, almost 6 years, and that was always my goal. Like every bodybuilder, right, wants to be a pro. It did not happening. It was not happening. So I was like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm very persistent. But those persons that I'm very, very persistent. If I fall, I get up and try. If I fall, I get up and try. Like for me, it's not like, it did not happen. I'm just gonna stop. No, for me, I'm very persistent. I'm very persistent. I don't see the time. I just, I just live one day at a time. I know the progress. When you learn that everything is a progress, and you learn the patience, it will come. But sometimes we think, okay, we look good. Yes, you look good around, people, regular people at the gym, or but when you're on stage, when you get into other competitors, it's like, oh wait, what happened? I was looking good, and so everything, like I said, everything plays a role when you wanna become a pro. It's I never thought I would, like, how hard it was gonna be, and how hard it is to be a pro. Some I know a lot. Not a lot, but some competitors that they turn pro, and they have never ever competed again. And because it's super hard, as you become a pro, it's more. You have to be on top of that. You have to be more disciplined. You have to be more like consistency 24/7, 365 days a year. It's a lot of, and you have to put in the work. Like, really, I've been changing so much, and I've been working with different coaches, and I've been learning so much in the last 2 years, and I'm still in the process to learning more. Um, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work and a lot of investment. One thing that they um, competitors don't mention, maybe a lot, I'm not sure, is you have to invest a lot of money on this. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest. Uh, I mean, a lot,
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah, because I think it takes more money for you ladies to compete compared to the men. I say this often. The guys, all they got to wear is a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts. Tanning, that's about it. Not much you can do with your hair. You can shave your head or you just go out on stage. But you ladies, it costs you your posing suits. That's right there. That's right there. That's a good chunk. Then you also got to think about the
The
cost of your
hair,
food, hair,
makeup,
makeup, jewelry. You get your nails done. I mean, there's so much to this. People keep forgetting that.
toes,
You know,
everything.
everything. I mean, you
It is
can't,
a
like I
whole
said,
package.
it was easier to just come out there looking barefaced, but you want that feminine look to you. You want to look very, very feminine, very appealing,
Yes,
because that's what they want. Women, especially in the bodybuilding division and even the physique division, they want them to be more, attractive. Here we got some
yes.
people come here. We got here my man Davis Adams. He says, "Hey everybody, thank you, Davis, for coming through." Also, we got here my man Lawrence Perkins. Lawrence, shout out to Lawrence. Says, "Good afternoon, beautiful Monica Vega, George, and everyone on the chat. Thank you, brother." Also, Tony has a question. He says, "Are you in bulk right now?" So you already competed a couple weeks ago. That was New York Pro. And what did the judges tell you at that show?
Um, well, I'm still waiting for some another feedback, but the one that I just got, it's my conditioning. I had to get a better, and that's been for the last, I want to say last year was the same feedback. Well, this one was better. last year the feedback was my biceps, they they had to have a little more volume, so the peak has to be better. And conditioning, they like everything except the conditioning. And like as a competitor, I see myself, and I knew I wasn't with the best conditioning, to be honest. Um, but I was already there, so I was not gonna step down. I wake up that morning, and I did not feel tired as I wanted to, or I was supposed to be. But I was like, I'm just gonna do my best. But I already knew, especially my glutes. I can see they were full. They want to see some lines, and overall my hamstrings, they did not have the line as they wanted to. So yeah, I would just say the main thing was my conditioning. And
Hmm.
I've been having issues with my left shoulder for now quite a bit, and I've been working on getting better, but still the imbalance is it's less than before, but still when I'm posing, there's still the weight shifts more to one side, so they see that too. I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for the rest of the judges to see what the uh, the feedback is. But yeah, that was one of the main ones, my conditioning. So,
Yeah. Because
and like I
I
said,
know,
as a
like,
competitor, I can see that. I can judge myself, and I can see that it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best.
yeah,
It was the best
yeah,
package I have, you know, um, been done or bring like before. But conditioning wise, yeah, I still have. I had to work super hard just to get to where they want me to be.
yeah. Because I know you was, because there's only six of y'all, and you were six, and Gina Carvalho, who I interviewed a while back, she
Yes,
wasn't. I mean, she looked great because she took a step back because there was some medical issues, and then you had Ashley Jones, who just came in like a beast. I mean,
yes,
whoa! I was like when she was like, she posted this on her IG. If you saw it, and I remember when I saw it, all I could say is just, it was just wow. It was just her check-in. I said,
yes.
damn.
I was
That's
like,
all I could say.
oh my gosh, yes. Oh, I see her on check-ins. Her and Levita, I think that's her name, and I was like, oh wow. Yeah, those women are huge. And Gina took over me for 3 points. So 3 points. Like I said, it was very I was very excited just to be, with those ladies on stage. And I feel like I was just looking at them like, oh wow, the shoulders, oh those, you know, the bag, everything, the conditioning. I'm just like, I was so in love. I was like, oh wow, you know, um, as a competitor, you actually see, those qualifications, and you feel like, someday it may happen, it may not, but that's something that pushes you to get better, right? To
Hmm.
I mean, I was in shock. I was like, just looking at those ladies. But yeah, it was super fun. Like I said, it's a lot to learn, a lot of progress that I had to do, especially like I said, like we mentioned at the beginning, sometimes genetics doesn't mean you think it does not play a role, but it does. It does. I'm very petite. I've been always very petite. So for me to be on this class, it's been a huge challenge. And it's been like I said, it's been a lot of work. I have changed so much stuff and everything just to be where I'm at right now. And just knowing that I still have a long way to go to be where the judges want me to be. So yeah, but genetics plays a big role on this. We like it or not, yes, they do. And I'm not that, like I said, especially I feel like as Hispanics, we are more. We not have the best genetics.
Well,
Some probably
well,
they do, but nah. I'm not that one. I'm not that one.
like I say. Well, with your culture, it's kind of a mixed culture. You have Native American line. You also there's some European, and also there's a little bit of African. It's like when you take genetics is a factor that really is one thing about when you're the bodybuilder. But I see some ladies who also hard work is important. If you
Oh
can
yeah.
take go to the gym, work hard, get your shape in, you can sometimes you can beat someone who put in hard work can beat someone with natural talent. We have here we have your comments here. We're going to shout out here. This is from man Davis. He says, you, I like your hair color, looking fabulous, Maria. All righty, thank you,
Thank you.
Davis. Yeah, I tell you, they like these. Also, this is for a man Lawrence Perkins. Says, keep up the great work and take your time at the time as well. And also he says, he says, I'm part Native American myself. Yeah, so and you made your pro debut in 2022, right?
I did, yes.
And what was the
2022.
first show?
That was on Linda Murray on Georgia.
Well, I'm gonna tell you some news. I was there when you made your debut.
You was there.
Yes, I was there. That was my first bodybuilding show. I never
Oh
been to one.
wow.
I mean, like, you see, for a long, I've been a fan of Bobby for a long time, but I mostly was working. I couldn't always go and travel here and there like that, and then I decided, was it a few years ago? This is like I was taking care of my mom for a good while, and when she passed, I said, well, I want to do something. So I said, you know what? Let me go. Let me go check out. This because I live in North Carolina, and Georgia's
Okay.
not too. It's a good way to North Carolina, but it's a little closer than maybe going to Florida or any place else. So Savannah's a little closer. So I got a train. I got a ticket. Got a train. Went to the show, and it was great to be there. I mean, I met so many ladies. I met some ladies I interviewed, like Sheena Oleg. I interviewed her. Don Salee, I met her. Another lady who I don't mention her name on my channel. I met her, and I met people like Alita Popa, and I met
Alina Popa was
uh,
there, yes.
yes, I met Annie Vicchio because Annie, she runs Muscle Angels, and I met her. I've been a fan of hers a long time. She had a if you ever saw Annie back in the day, her physique was just amazing. I mean,
Oh, Winds
she's
of Strain was there that
yeah,
day.
William Smith there. Yeah, also the man who saved bodybuilding was there. And excuse me, Marie, I gotta say this before I do this. Yo, Jake, yo, Jake, yo, Jake. I want that money. I want that gun. Mr. Jake Wood was there. And the see, it was just for me. Just being there was just a great opportunity. I mean, and seeing, I met some bodybuilders since I've been doing this content, but then being at a show actually was it that before that I met Rashana Boswell. She was
Mhm.
down here in North Carolina. She was doing a training seminar. She was doing a posing seminar, and me and Rashana did an interview before, and and it was great to meet her. And it's just really get to know you, ladies. Doing this process is just I'm just become a fan. Here we got some people coming in here. We just picked up a gentleman here. This is my man. I got to pick up his name, Maria. This is my man, Balls Deep. He says, "Good afternoon, gorgeous."
Oh,
yeah,
hello.
he says. Also, he says to me, he says, "George, what up and salute? Thank you, Balls Deep." As he says, Chicago in here. Yeah, he's from Chi-Town. Also, he says this. Appreciate the man. Says, um, smash that like button. Thank you, Balls Deep. Also, he says, this he says, peace and blessings, beautiful. And
Thank
this
you.
is his favorite. And this is one he says, um, you know, Smoke gang. So, you know, and also he says, and this is when he said, wait a minute, it's coming up. It takes a while. My computer needs it. I need to get a new computer next month. He says, she's sexy and swole as AF. So thank you, Balls Deep. I
Oh,
think he appreciates that.
thank you.
So
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah. So yeah, because I went to Savannah and that was my first time going to the show, and you know what, it was a great experience. It was fun for me. I mean, just being there and seeing people like that was that year that Isabel Terrell competed. When she took a step back, and see her, and I remember one part I was outside. I was waiting for my Uber, and I actually saw Ashley Hadley with her husband walking past. I should have said something, but I didn't want to bother her. I know she was just it's like right
Yeah.
after the prejudging.
Yeah. So that was my first.